What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Lunchbox, the podcast where we talk about literally anything and everything. We are three different people, three different perspectives, three different generations. I am Alex here. Joined with me, as always, is my boy Roy. And to my right is Simon.
What's poppin'?
I don't know what that was about. That is brand new.
I got that from your earlier videos.
What's poppin'? That's what I used to say?
What's poppin'? Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's old.
Really aggressively.
There's a reason why I don't do that anymore.
Everybody watching, scroll back on his channel.
You know what I learned today that was really interesting is that Fruit Loops, no matter what color they are all the same flavor. What the hell's that about?
That's strange.
What the hell's that about? Why differentiate? Every single Fruit Loop is the same exact flavor.
Do you know blue raspberry is just raspberry, but to make a new flavor, they just dyed it blue?
In what? Anything? Everything?
I think
Blue
so.
raspberry is just...
Raspberry, straight up. There's nothing blueberry or blue about it other than the color.
Well, with that riveting fact, I think that it is a great spot for some intro music.
The Lunchbox.
So this is actually the very first podcast where I don't have anything written down. So we are going literally free conversation. Not like actual legitimate step by step, but like some topics that I'd like to cover or some questions that I thought were interesting. But now it's just free flowing conversation. I've been super busy this week. Sure. Very late.
Yeah, it's dark outside. We normally start in the afternoon.
It's normally a morning to midday type of podcast. Let me tell you, because I had a busy ass day today, but I didn't want to skip the podcast. I wanted to get it in still, and better late than never. Why are you both looking at me the same way?
You don't value this project and our relationship anymore. I feel attacked, personally attacked. What's he value? Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Oh, please. Talking. Okay, who's talking here? One person is Simon, who forgot the microphone to the podcast. So if we're talking about wasting time, that was today. He was like, "Hey, I'm ready for the podcast, guys." We're like, "Did you have the mic?" I'll be right back. The hell? It's
always making me look bad.
Well, I mean, you made me look bad, so now it's just tit for tat at this point. Roy, I mean, he just constantly always looks bad.
What about tat for tat?
No one can see your shirt because your hoodie's zipped up. Dum 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 dum. Ford. Roy S. What does S stand for? Roy Sean. Sean.
Spelled how?
Ah, Sean. Okay. I never knew that. I never knew that. What's my middle name? Do you know my middle name? Alex. No, my last name starts with an H. Thank you, Roy.
Middle name starts with a J.
Glad we're such good friends. Alexander what Hefner? Starts with a J. Exactly right. Of course. Okay,
What's mine?
Jamal,
It
I
starts
like
with
that.
a T. Terrell.
Well, my middle name is James. Okay. Sure, I like that. That's nice. If I were okay, this is an interesting conversation topic. This is I don't know if I'm gonna put this in or not. What type of, because there are different types of like white people, right? There's like some different kind of groups for white people. And okay, so that's what I'm getting at. What type of black person would I be?
You would be like that quirky, kind of like purple,
Great. Did I do that?
The quote unquote.
You don't get that reference because you're a Gen Z. Did you ever watch Family
of
Matters?
course.
Is it from Family Matters?
Of course I've seen Family Matters.
Okay. We both just go silent. Okay.
When I was little,
Name 2 characters.
Carl and Urkel.
Well,
You on the top of the list.
okay then. That's fine.
Carl's the dad. He's the cop with the mustache.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. We'll let you slide on
And
this
I
one.
forget. Then there's the girl that Urkel's into.
Sling TV.
There used to be reruns on Nick at Night all the time when I was a little kid.
We'll give you that, Mr.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. So you said, my good sir, Simon, for those of you who are just enjoying the audio experience, that you had some good stuff to talk about today. So lay it on us. What do you have, intelligent or just fun? Yes. Right. All right, so let's see what it's about.
Okay, well,
What do you got?
I had a question
Okay.
that I was gonna pose to you two.
Okay.
And funnily enough, I tried to think about an answer for myself to the question.
Is funnily a word?
Yeah. You've never heard the phrase "funnily enough"?
Funny enough. I heard funny.
Funnily.
I never heard funnily. It must be some scientific analysis.
You guys just don't know English.
Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Thank you.
I was kind of struggling to answer the question myself.
Okay.
But the question is, what is the dumbest or stupidest or most outlandish purchase you've ever made? Outlandish, I can't enunciate.
Okay. I've made some big purchases
Or
in my
the,
days.
the biggest waste of money, I guess.
Okay, so that's a good question. Whenever I was a freshman in college, I was at UTSA, and that's whenever like Chief Keef was coming out with music and that whole like.
I know what you're gonna say.
What did he say? Brick Gang? Is that Chief Keef? Brick Gang?
Chief
Okay.
Keef said a lot of stuff.
Now, is he from Brick Gang? Is that like his group? Okay,
I'm
well,
not
Roy
sure, to
knows.
be
Okay,
honest.
thank
Roy
you.
knows.
Thank you, Roy.
He's cultured.
So I was listening to that type of music. They're always rapping about different type of belts that they're wearing. So I was like, I need a Louis Vuitton belt. I didn't even want one. I needed one, bro. $510
Yep.
for a Louis Vuitton belt, and
That's horse
that's
shit.
horse shit. So I $510 on a belt. And it's funny because I went in there. I like to dress like I'm dressed now, very casual, sweatpants, a t-shirt, whatever. So it's not really it's not my style really to wear very lavish out there stuff. But funny enough, so I go to the Louis Vuitton store. In San Antonio, there's like this whole big outdoor mall. There's a Neiman Marcus, and in Neiman Marcus, there was a Louis Vuitton store. So I go in there dressed like I am now, sweatpants, a t-shirt, and dude, the workers there, like, well, no, dude, nobody wanted to help me. Like, they were like side-eyeing me or just kind of like wondering why I was there. Probably thought I was some stupid-ass kid to like try on a bunch of stuff and then leave. I said, I want this belt. I pulled out my money, and she was like, oh, would you like some champagne? Like, can I get you any different colors? Would you like to try a black one? Would you like to try a white one? How's your date going? I was like, you bitch. Yeah. So just complete switch, change of pace, and was like so willing to help. And I didn't really care. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I want this Louis belt. You know, I wore it probably a couple times, tried to return it. They were like, it shows sign of wear, so we're not going to accept it. So I sold it on eBay for probably $450. Lost like $50-$60, but was able to recoup my money back several years later.
Yeah,
I got
that's
most of it
important.
back, still lost some, but I'd pay $30 or $40 to have a Louis belt for a little bit, I guess. I don't know. So
I was working in radio, and for some reason, I was on air personality, which is different from a DJ at a club.
okay.
I thought, I'll make some extra money as a DJ at a club.
Sure.
So I went and bought
A bunch of
Turntables.
new turntables.
Did you really?
And these were the techniques, right? So back in the day, Technique 1200 were the turntables.
Okay.
Those were the tables. Those were the platters. And so I bought 2 of them.
And you never got
How
a gig.
much? I'm so ignorant when it comes to like anything like that. What?
One was approximately $450 to $500.
Wow.
Wow.
Damn.
Went all in on this little part-time gig. I think I used them like twice.
Really? Okay, so that's what I was about to say. Is that doesn't
Put them on eBay and
got rid of them? So that doesn't seem like the craziest purchase because, like, you know, cameras nowadays $800, $900. But you did. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's not like you were gonna. It wasn't a business expense. Roy buys turntables to literally use it as like an iPod to like change songs. He's like, Roy, what does your phone do?
it was the worst. Like, it was like worst use of money I should have ever bought.
Right.
Within a year, I sold them on eBay.
Yeah, that is awesome. And to know, no time from that point do you want to reinvigorate your DJ, your inner DJ, your
I have a turntable at home, and it's like $40. I don't need to scratch it, just drop it in on right.
At least you got to. You said 2 gigs with the turntables. I mean, after you sold them, no. So you, so it was pointless.
Yeah.
They just needed you.
Wow. Wow. Sure. What's the biggest? Do you have? You said you couldn't think of your answer, right, Simon?
Nothing crazy or exciting.
What is your biggest purchase? Which is a different question than your stupidest one. Sure. Yeah, exactly. I did not need a fucking Louis Vuitton belt on a belt. On a glorified music changer, song switcher.
I mean, the most expensive thing I've ever personally bought. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never bought a car. I haven't bought a house yet, obviously. Probably my phone.
Your phone?
Yeah.
Which was how much?
Like $450.
That's nothing. That's not
Yeah,
entertaining.
it's not
Roy, what's the
expensive at
what's
all.
the most expensive thing you've ever bought?
One of my older computers, I got like $4,000 on it on a Mac.
Wow.
Oh, on a Mac? An old Mac cost $4,000? It was a desktop? Oh my God! Were you making videos and you were doing the whole? Okay, so at least you had a good reason. Sure.
But it was definitely like the biggest buy out of my wallet.
But that was like a confident purchase, you know. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Crippling. Damn gut punch.
Well, at least you can get daily use out of a computer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that's actually.
Yeah, Louis. I don't fuck with that Gucci stuff. I think that the craziest thing I bought, and I'm not going to go into price because this is, you know, more personal, was Sarah's engagement ring. That was the most that most money I've ever spent on anything, and I think that that's too many details because it's not necessary.
Not a bad thing to spend a lot of money on.
No, definitely not. It's a huge investment.
Very important.
Exactly. What is
song
Roy
that?
doing?
That's a song. That's a two.
Yeah, it's Single Ladies.
Oh my God.
Are you not? What are you doing, Simon? How do you not know Single Ladies?
I know the song "Single Ladies." I know Beyonce.
Everybody needs to know who Beyonce is, whether
I
you
know
like
who
her or not.
Beyonce is.
You need to know.
I'm sorry, I
Roy,
couldn't.
I hate to break it to you.
Sorry, I could
it's not
hardly-
going to happen with you and B. That's what I was going to say. She's got Jay-Z.
I'm sorry, I couldn't make out the song based off of Roy's out of tune antics.
Don't blame it on Roy. I got it right away. What? Do it. Sing.
That's all I heard.
What did you hear?
I heard him.
What? No, I want to
making
hear a sound.
Noises.
What's noises exactly?
Obscure noises.
Obscure noises
with
sounded
his-
like
with his
what?
mouth and
It
his
sounded like
vocal
what?
cords. I just did them.
I gotta, you know what? This podcast is the best right now because it's the first ever time it's been.
He's getting more and more out of his shell as we progress with these podcasts.
I'm chilling, bro. I'm down to talk about whatever. I'm good, bro.
Okay, share
I'm
your
feeling it.
first sexual experience with us if you're down to talk about anything. Let's take this up a notch.
That is a private matter.
Okay, I thought he was willing to talk about anything. Okay.
I am open. I feel more open. The first couple of podcasts I was...
Did the kid say he was open? Like in a very...
That's what I thought. We asked about his sexual experience, and he says he's very open, which makes me think that he's willing to do anything and everything.
This kid right here.
Nobody knows this kid. You have to say who for the audio listeners.
Okay, sorry, audio listeners. Alex.
Yes.
Alex, the guy sitting in the middle right here next to me
Yes.
on the video.
Hi, guys.
In the last podcast alone, let me recall. He mentioned Spider-Man's ass, the devil's penis, and he also asked me...
That's a common phrase.
He also asked me... I've never heard anybody say the devil's dick before.
Have you ever seen Pineapple Express?
Yeah?
You haven't seen it?
But
maybe... No, I don't think that she says devil's dick. She doesn't say devil's dick. She says, you're high as a fucking kite!
Well, just because they say it in a movie doesn't mean it's commonplace.
Commonplace? I said a common phrase.
A commonplace phrase.
Stop.
Oh, also, you also asked me what I would do if a police officer tried to sexually assault me.
That's no indication of my own sexual preferences or experiences.
No.
That is just a general curiosity.
But it's a strange rabbit hole to go down, and you always go there.
Sure. Ooh, that's major fact, Simon.
I wasn't questioning your sexuality. I was just mentioning that you...
I don't think he was implying... Roy wasn't implying that you were questioning my sexuality. What? How did we get there? If anything,
I don't know.
I didn't get that at all.
Anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want this whole podcast to be about sexual innuendos and jokes.
Why not? That's what people like.
Sure, people like it, but there's...
All I'm saying, that's okay. All I'm saying is Simon says I'm an open book now. I'm willing to talk about anything and everything, so I ask about a sexual experience and he shuts me down.
I was trying to go along with what you were saying, that I feel more in my comfort zone on the podcast now.
Got it.
Now that we've shot a couple episodes.
Sure.
Feels more natural.
Sure. So the other day I was at work and a lot of my story started off in the elevator. Don't know why. So I was in the elevator, and this isn't anything big deal. The guy could have just been doing something for some reason or another. It rubbed me the wrong way. Dude walks in to the elevator. I walk in first, and the buttons are on one side. They're not on both sides. They're on one side. On the right. If you're facing the doors that are opening. Okay. So it's just like, oh, dude's walking in. I was like, what floor can I push for you? He looks at me, makes eye contact, doesn't speak, and then pushes the button for his floor. And I was like, you bastard. It's like, I took the time to ask you what floor.
Really?
Tell me. Let me be kind.
All he needed to do was give you a one word
Let
answer.
me be kind. It was just really weird
4,
energy after that.
2, 3, whatever.
I am a huge believer in energy, and from that point, the energy was really weird.
Really strange.
Just like... It was, it was, and it was just like,
Sour.
I don't know.
It's a strong word to describe a vibe. Sour.
Seriously, it was. Like, elevator etiquette is a big thing, and you just... if you don't let people out... Right.
If you don't let people coming out of the elevator come out before you walk in, you're a dick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let the elevator empty before you decide to... walk your fat ass inside.
Whoa! That was personal. Have you been on an elevator with some hefty people? Where did that come from? Before you get your obese by 48-pound ass, cottage cheese looking ass out of here.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm just making jokes.
Experience.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if y'all can read, but it says 800-pound limit.
just a figure of speech, but I always find that annoying.
So, like I said last podcast, I would like to provide people with value here. And we're just talking about elevator etiquette. So I want to tell you something that I learned from one of the attorneys that I work with is revolving door etiquette. I was always under the impression that... Now, the impression that I was always under is, typically... if you're holding, there's a lady, you always let her go first. You hold the door open. So I was under that same impression. I go to court one day with Russell, who's my lead boss attorney, and then Marina, who is, a legal assistant, paralegal. She does everything in the office. She's the whole reason the whole firm is afloat. She does fucking everything.
Quick question.
So, what?
Are you talking like automatic revolving door or the kind you push? Because that totally different.
The kind you push.
Okay.
I really wanted to say a sarcastic comment, but part of my New Year's resolution is to be nicer to Simon. Okay.
Why would that require a sarcastic comment?
Huh?
Why would
because everything you say I have a sarcastic comment for, and sometimes it gets to be too much. That's just my thinking.
I'm hurt. I'm deeply hurt.
By what? You're hurt by what? Okay, anyway, so I was always under the impression that I was like, okay, Marina's here, I'm going to let her go into the revolving door first. Why would I just speed in front of her and let, do that myself? Turns out that Russell, he was like, hey, I want to teach you a thing about etiquette, not anything bad blood, just want to let you know what's happening. I want to treat you like I treat my kids. And it's actually revolving door etiquette for the guy to go in first for the girl so that he pushes the revolving door so she doesn't have to do any work. She goes in after you and just follows along where you're pushing all the work and she doesn't have to do anything physical. And I had no idea that there was some etiquette to revolving door. So there's a gem for you.
I did not know that.
Everybody out there that didn't know revolving door etiquette, now you do.
Yes, no, and that's specifically for the non-motorized.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
It's kind of like if you're like, hey, I need to get on the escalator, and it's motorized, and you go in front of her.
Sure.
She doesn't fall down, I guess.
I guess so. I'm gonna say, wait, what? You don't understand the etiquette?
I do. I know you gotta push the door, so she's just kind of there,
So she walks in and follows behind you, and she doesn't have to push the door.
Right. Well, I mean, well,
yeah. So they get to come in after. They get to come in after. Well, they're not checking anything.
well, it's.
Have you ever been in a revolving door, Roy? Okay.
Well,
that fair enough.
It's the same reason why a guy's supposed to hold the door for the girl.
So they don't have to do the work.
Exactly.
Sure.
It's not about them going first.
Right.
It's about We covered that last podcast.
That's your life. Interesting. So I don't know if you guys, for some reason, this reminded me of that topic. Mitch Hedberg. Are y'all familiar?
No.
Sweet Jesus.
It sounds
Who
familiar.
am I doing podcasts with?
It sounds familiar.
Who doesn't know Mitch Hedberg?
That's facts. Even
Fair enough.
People have never seen Star Wars. Mitch
Hedberg was a comedian. I don't know where he's from. He's just a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just doing his own thing. No. He was a comedian who passed away, drug overdose.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I think very dry comedy that's one-liners. I'll give you a quick example. No, he's just doing his own stand-up thing. But he's so famous that it's like, it baffles me that y'all haven't heard of him.
I could probably name a comedian you haven't heard of.
That's not the game. Well, that's like naming.
Well, he's not.
Well, I don't know where he's from. He just does a bunch of stand-up, like Russell Peters, Dane Cook. Of course, Dane Cook's in a bunch of movies now, but it's like, sure, because he's in a bunch of movies. But like, what was he from beforehand? When he was just doing stand-up, what's he from? He just did stand-up. Oh, really? I don't know the story about Dane Cook. Anyway, I used to love his whole Kool-Aid Man skit. Whenever he's like talking about how kids like use the Kool-Aid powder as drugs, and they're like on their big wheel, and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing with my fucking life, man. Like sniffing the Kool-Aid powder. I thought that was hilarious.
I used to, like when I first got Facebook, God knows how long ago, I liked his page, and for the longest time, he just posted the funniest stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, Mitch Hedberg is somebody who is like, he was very shy. Like being a comedian was really weird for him. He was very shy, uncomfortable in front of people, and he just had like the weirdest sense of humor where he would just call shit like it is, very dry sense of humor. For example, he was like, this probably isn't going to be funny to you, but it's really funny. Okay. So he was like, He was like, I don't understand the deal with. Wait, what? Fuck, I'm gonna fuck this up. He said stuff like, just some stuff like, he says like, I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too. But it's just like, what? Like things that make you think that are like really random and funny. So he's like, elevators or escalators can never break because escalators just become stairs.
That's very true.
You know, so it's just like one-liners that are, oh my, okay, well, y'all are going to have to carry this podcast for a second. Okay. I'm going to pull up Mitch Hedberg. Okay. Sweet God. It doesn't do justice me explaining it. You will be. You will be. Hold on.
The comedian telling the joke is always going to be funnier than the fan of the comedian telling the joke.
Exactly. So while I search for this.
I could give you some Dave Chappelle jokes or something, and they would not be funny if I said that.
Okay, so this is a best of Mitch Hedberg. I'm going to try to hold it up to the mic. We're going to see what we get from it, okay?
Copyright strike number 1.
We'll see.
I like rice. Rice is great when you're hungry and you want 2,000 of something. Okay, so he's unloading. Okay, all right.
I'm going to do a couple more.
Yeah. My mom loves those applause breaks. Refried beans. I like refried beans. That's why I want to try fried beans, because maybe they're just as good and we're wasting time.
So stuff like that, you know, like he's got a bunch of just funny one-liners that are that are just like goofy and quirky and really dry humor that like, I don't know. I love that type of stuff. I thought Mitch Hedberg was great. So that whole elevator thing made me think of his like, escalators can't break. They just become stairs. And it's like, okay, that was fucking awesome. All right, well, fuck me. Fuck me then. Damn it.
I have a question.
What?
For you two.
Sweet Lord.
Have either of you been on the Twitter trending page in the past couple days?
No.
You have. The top 5 trending hashtags were literally all some iteration of WW3, World War III. Like, yeah. And
this is where Roy wants to jump in with a question.
all this stuff going on.
So World War III, and there was this talk of the draft, right?
Oh, God.
Well,
before we get into the legal system, Mr. Simon, and your legalness.
My legalness?
Yeah, your legalness. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what Roy's talking about.
Adult males, 18 to 25, right?
Mm-hmm. Once you hit 26, you're not eligible for the draft anymore? Okay.
It's 18 to 25.
Okay.
Right? So when is your birthday?
January 11th. I'll be 26 in 7 days.
So if the draft is instituted, but if it does,
I'm not. I don't have to do it, right?
You got 10 days.
See you, Simon.
Yeah, I'm
have
screwed.
fun.
I'm screwed. Well,
but there is a compulsory one where it goes further. 17-year-olds up to 45.
Oh, sweet God!
If needed.
So I'm 44. And I got 1 good year left.
Dude, I will not last in the military.
Well, there's also a talk. I don't remember who it was. Some government official. I don't know what department or whatever, but they.
Bob Saget?
No.
He's an actor. Why did you say no like that was an actual contender for your...
You've joked about...
No, I actually don't.
You've joked about Bob Saget 5 times.
I know. I have to bring up...
Anyway.
Simon was like, I don't believe it's him this year.
No.
Maybe not this year. Maybe next.
Anyway, I think
Dave Coulier? Maybe, we don't know.
I think in 2015, I think a couple of years ago, not too long ago, combat positions in the military were opened up to women, and so there are rumors now that some people want to push for the draft to begin to encompass women and not only men.
In Wikipedia, they were saying that they wanted women to be in selective, to do the whole.
Well, for financial aid to get your driver's license, you have to register for selective service. But that doesn't mean there's going to be a draft. The actual draft itself hasn't been in effect since like the 70s.
Dude, I would be terrified. Yes. Oh, yeah. God, yeah. I carry this podcast. That was too easy. Oh, God. Hold up. No, I don't know if it got the joke. Damn it.
Did it just cut out?
Damn it.
Like,
will you?
like just now, or it's been cut out?
I don't know. So I don't know if this was caught, but I just said the best joke of my life before the camera went out. I hope it was caught because it will do do about just as much justice as me trying to re-imitate Mitch Hedberg as it did earlier. Me trying to say the damn joke twice. I think he's hilarious. I don't think that there's a
He
funnier
seems pretty
comedian
funny,
in my
although
mind.
I've only seen 30 seconds of him. He looks funny.
Yeah, he's really funny. He's really, really funny. Okay.
So the questions that I set up, I don't know.
Can I carry things on my back? Yes, I can carry this podcast as I normally do. That was the joke. Now it's not funny, so fuck everything. Okay. It was funnier in the moment.
Unless
good
we
setup.
can see it the first time.
Okay, if not, then we're wasting time. So anyway, let's go.
Yeah, so I mean, Simon, can you do any of those things?
Run fast. He's a decent runner.
Yeah.
Have you shot a gun before?
Yeah.
When?
I've shot shotguns and rifles.
Where?
Like gun ranges over the Brazos River, in the middle of nowhere.
That's the weirdest way to describe something.
Well, you asked me where. I told you where.
At a gun range over the Brazos.
Washington on the Brazos. Well, no.
We asked you what time it was, and you told us how to make the clock.
I've only shot shotguns and 22s. Nothing crazy.
Okay. I've gone skeet shooting before, and that was a blast, and I've shot some handguns, too.
I haven't shot any handguns, but I went skeet shooting. That was fun.
But I'm just thinking about... That's what I was about to jump into. In Call of Duty, I camp and I hide because I'm scared of that. And I'm like... I'm afraid of computer enemies.
Y'all have seen the memes where I don't know if you have, but I've seen lots of memes where it's like the army's going to start checking everyone's KD on the new Call of Duty.
Oh.
To see who
I haven't seen
to
that.
recruit.
I have not seen it. They would not want mine. My whole goal in Call of Duty was to always have an over 1.0 ratio, and I could never get it. I was always like 0.7, 0.8. I was like, this is god-awful.
When I was a little kid, I was struggled with that. But
Hang on, before we move on, I want to ask Roy, how would you do in the military? Can you run fast? Can you carry things on your back?
At this stage of my life, the running fast and carrying things on my back is not there.
you could condition, though.
But give me like 6 to 8 months, and I could probably run faster and maybe carry a couple of things on my back.
I walked up the stairs the other day, and my lung damn near collapsed. So I was like, oh my God, I need to do something different with my workout regimen.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you gotta build up to it. There's no immediately.
Right.
We're down, right now at rock.
Yeah. And so one of Sarah, one of Sarah's brothers wants to, I don't know what he wants to go into now. His mind keeps changing, but he wanted to become a Navy SEAL. Maybe he still wants to. He's training like a madman. And I was reading something or saw a video the other day where it was like, everybody thinks that Hell Week for Navy SEAL training is like the worst thing ever. But what people don't realize is after Hell Week, you have more tests that are just as hard, if not harder, after Hell Week.
Hell Week is bad. Though.
Where you have to... I know, and that's what I heard too. But people are saying that, people who've gone through it are like, there's more to it. Everyone thinks once you get past Hell Week, you're golden. That's not the case. You have to start doing... I'm sure you do this in Hell Week, but you have to do things... I got goosebumps. In things underwater where you have to stay underwater, you go down, scuba dive with some people, they take your air from you, and a lot of people pass out underwater.
I could be mistaken, but I think in
hell?
Hell Week, I think they tie a brick to you and handcuff you, and you have to undo the handcuffs.
That just dude, that makes me claustrophobic, bro. I can't do that.
Yeah, they do.
That's what I'm saying. Why are they trying to recruit a bunch of Houdinis? Don't handcuff me and expect me to get out.
Yeah, there's my brother used to be really interested in the Navy SEALs when we were younger. So I've read a bunch of his books over the training and stuff. It's crazy, man.
Whose books?
Oliver's.
Oh.
That's my brother.
The way you phrased that sentence, it sounded like he wrote them.
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Books that he owns.
You know what's interesting? I was listening to another podcast, and I don't mean to steal topics from podcasts, but I'm going to steal this topic because it's awesome.
Okay.
It's David Dobrik's podcast. Yeah. So I didn't know this, that Elon Musk is doing something, going back to Teslas, hearing from our podcast a couple of times ago. Elon Musk is saying, or at least it's in development,
the Mars thing?
Huh?
The Mars thing?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell the Mars thing. What, we're gonna live on Mars soon, or?
Apparently, yeah. Well, he has SpaceX and all that stuff.
Isn't Mars the only place with active volcanoes, or is that?
Well, Mars
different?
has water on it.
Okay.
Which
you can turn
necessary.
into gas, which turns Mars into a huge gas station, essentially.
Yeah.
So
That's
anyway,
crazy.
So we digress. Anyway, Elon Musk is saying at some point Teslas are going to be self-driving cars. Now they already are self-driving, but you have to be in the passenger, or you have to be in the driver's seat. It's going to come to a point where there are self-driving cars, and what he's saying is if you own a Tesla, there's a way that you can get like $60,000 to $70,000 a year just by having your car, when you're not driving it, go drive by itself and pretty much be Uber. So
Wow.
let your car go be a self-driving Uber,
Wow.
and you can get $60,000 to $70,000 just based on that.
I think in San Francisco, Uber has automatically
Isn't that nuts, though?
piloted cars. Google for a long time did experiments on cars like that too.
Dude, at some point, I feel like every single person is gonna have a Tesla or some form of it.
Yeah, probably, dude. It's crazy.
Nuts.
Because, here's the deal. You think of it. You're driving to work every day, right?
3 hours.
3 hours, right? And so you can do other things.
Yeah. Listen to podcasts, listen to music, talk to my family, whatever.
Even finish, reports that you got to turn in that you couldn't finish last night.
Oh, you're talking about with a self-driving car. Okay, I was talking about in general.
When it's totally foolproof.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things you do.
Shit, I could sleep. I could edit videos.
Like things you would do if you're on a plane ride or on a bus ride or a train ride.
Right.
You're not able to do in your car because the car is automated or has a self-driving mechanism built into it.
Sure.
Which, it goes back to those, what is it? I guess it's on Instagram or it's on Facebook where people sleep in LA traffic on their car or Tesla's going down the road. Have you seen that?
I haven't, but LA traffic is terrible. I believe it.
And there's video of people, videotaping people from other cars as there's like this dude like
Just passed out.
What the hell?
going 70 miles an hour.
The thing that freaks me out about that is Teslas are essentially big driving computers, and computers are technology, and technology fails.
Yeah.
I mean, cars fail too, brakes fail or whatever. Oh, God. I knew this was going to come up. God damn it.
What happened to your computer, Alex?
Okay.
For those of you who don't know.
Okay. So let me put it this way, right? So I was at work, and I have a briefcase that Simon's mom got me. Simon's mom is my aunt. I have 3 that are all sitting on my couch over there. That's one of them. I haven't used that one, but it was just a nice cloth one. It's not the nicest leather one she gave me. Anyway, whatever. So I put my laptop in my briefcase, and in my desk at work are 2 blender bottles. Blender bottles, you put protein powder in there, you shake it up.
It's essentially a shaker bottle.
Exactly. You got the little wire ball there to break up the protein powder.
This crazy little lid thing
Yes.
on the top of it.
Sometimes it snaps. Sometimes it snaps, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, so in my desk, in the morning, I wake up late, so I'm always in a rush, so I grab a protein shake because it's a lot of calories and it's super quick. So one time I didn't finish my protein, whatever. I left it in my desk, and I forgot about these protein bottles for probably 2 weeks. So they're sitting 2-week-old
Jesus.
protein, and I know that both of y'all have had protein shakes before, and they smell. There's not many worse smells than old protein.
I unfortunately was witness to that exact protein shake you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so he was. So, and it would how bad was it?
One of probably
It was putrid.
the most disgusting smell I've ever smelled.
It was god
That's
awful.
not an exaggeration. Probably the worst thing I've ever smelled.
Simon's booty. Just kidding. Why aren't you witty enough to say how would you know?
I was just about to.
Okay,
Actually.
I said it to
I
myself.
was about to say why do you know how my butt smells?
Why? How do you know what my ass smells like? Because your nose is so far up there.
Right?
Okay.
Go back, I was in the car, things got really heated, and go behind, started cleaning the That's how I know I know booty smell, okay?
Anyway.
On the Chipotle.
Oh God, seriously.
Chipotle sounds good right now.
Chipotle does sound good. Anyway.
What happened to the protein?
So I had the protein in there. I had my laptop, and once I got back home, I opened my I opened my briefcase. Yeah, because I wanted to put everything in there because I had to take this shit home. So I get back home and I open my briefcase and I realize I was like, did I just accidentally fart and I didn't realize it? Like,
Did I
what
shit
smells so
did I shit
bad?
my pants?
Is there shit all over the back of my legs? Like, what?
Did I step in dog poop?
What is happening? Is there a damn nuclear power plant around here? Anyway. So the worst smell, and I looked down at my briefcase, and there's protein spilled all in my briefcase, and I was like, oh shit. And I thought that was the worst of it. I was like, okay, now my car smells disgusting. I'm gonna have to go get my car washed. My briefcase is ruined. And I was pissed. And that was the extent of it. I get home, take my laptop out of my briefcase, and it is covered in protein. So now I'm like, okay, worst thing has happened. My laptop smells like shit. Now I got to clean this. We cleaned it with some Clorox. We cleaned it with some good smelling spray, and it still smells awful. So I thought that was the worst of it. Turns out the next day, my computer is completely fucked up. Doesn't work at all. If I type on my keyboard, it doesn't type in the letters. It types in these weird symbols. Like symbols that are weird, like Apple symbols and like weird slants and like little things with ellipses and shit all over them. And I can't log in to my computer, so my computer turns on, but it's completely busted. It won't let me sign into any. Can't do any password. Can't log in. Can't do anything.
Well, the good news is that's the bad news. The good news is at least the briefcase was saved.
That's not the good news. I would toss that briefcase way the fuck out to save my laptop. That laptop is what I started YouTube on. There is a lot of sentimental value with that laptop.
For a very long time.
I had that laptop for a long time, and I really miss it. I bought a new one. Sure.
400,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
How many on Instagram?
Not money. I think 26, 27,000.
1,000. Let's say value makes it sound big.
Yeah.
1,000 people.
100 people!
That's the new followers.
Simon. Simon's TikTok.
Follow me on TikTok. Link in description.
It's not going to be there.
It will be.
With all of that said, you never thought, okay, maybe I get a case or a sleeve for.
I had a case for it. I just didn't have a sleeve.
You had
So
a
I
hard
thought
case. You had
I thought a hard
case.
case in a briefcase was way more than okay.
But you're putting fluid.
That I thought was closed. It leaked. It leaked.
It's like a quick $5 purchase.
I know. I know. I know.
Put a sleeve in this. You know, 'cause I got 400,000 people depending on me for content.
I know this.
And a podcast for crying out loud.
Which we won't be able to edit because I don't have a computer.
So something I was
Oh God!
absolutely
Hang on. Before you say that,
Yeah.
I bought a new laptop. It's coming tomorrow.
Mhm.
You know,
So if you buy a case with this new laptop,
no.
and the second part, but you know what kind of laptop it is.
Well,
It's made by Apple.
it's a new MacBook.
It's a MacBook.
It's a MacBook Pro that it has the slide bar, and the newest ones are like $2,500. And I wasn't about to spend that. I paid $1,000, and I think it's the second to newest generation.
That's what I think is funny though. He mentioned the whole computer situation on a stream on his YouTube channel. If you guys
Yeah.
haven't seen it, and he was talking to his mom.
Spit it out.
And long story short, you talked about how you just bought a new computer, but you couldn't afford dry cleaning.
Okay, put those together. I don't know why this is so hard for people. The reason I can't afford dry cleaning is because I just bought $1,000 fucking computer.
I guess.
How is that so hard to understand? Everyone's like, "Oh, you can't afford dry cleaning, but you can buy a computer." It's like, no, you fucking idiot. Flip them.
Dry cleaning is so insignificant, though. compared
It
to
adds
computer.
up.
I guess so.
It adds up.
You, sir, you can't afford dry cleaning because
I can't afford dry cleaning. I'm not willing to put money into my dry cleaning. It's easier to say. I mean, I can't afford it in my mind because I'm not willing to spend the money on it.
That's fair. I just thought it was funny.
I have $200,000 in student loans. I'm poor as hell. I am in the red. So I've told that to homeless people. Homeless people are like, "Bro, can you please give me $1? Like anything." And I was like, "Dude, I don't have any money." He's like, "Please." And I'm like, "Bro,
Well,
you don't understand. You have $0.
You have less
I have
than zero.
negative 200,000." I was like, "You're richer than me, bro. If anything, I should be asking you for spare change. Help me out." My birthday. You know, so okay. A sleeve? I would love that. I would love that. Please. Please. Now, granted, I haven't been too protective over my laptop for years, and this is the first time something like this has happened.
Nothing's happened. That's good.
So take that for what you will, but I don't know. I don't have a camera bag either.
Wow,
I really don't.
You should get one.
I know I should.
400,000.
Sorry. Thanks. No, you did. You're about to be 7,000.
Do you know the number exactly?
Huh?
It's for what?
What do you mean?
Like 450.
I think it's 415,
415.
416,000. No, it's not. I am very thankful for each and every one of my subscribers. Actually, on that live stream that Simon's saying, everybody was hating hella on Apple computers. They're saying that it's way too expensive, and I'm not a computer geek. Like, I'm sure that if you're really let me finish. If you oh my God, sweet God. I understand that Windows computers are probably better for like, sweet Jesus.
It has
Give
the
me
holy
this.
logo.
If you were trying to do some real computer stuff or like game, I understand that Windows is probably the better computer and Apple is probably overpriced and it's user friendly. I'm used to it. I've been making YouTube videos for years and I've used iMovie to edit every single one of my movies. Why would I switch now? I like Apple. Who gives a fuck?
I mean, yeah.
Right?
You when you get to the microwave, what do? You press like 10 buttons?
Yeah.
No, I push. No, if something needs to go in the microwave for 30 seconds, I don't push 3-0. I push 3-3 because it's too much work for me to go to the 0.
There's so many people exactly like you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the fact that no, I don't know technology, even though I'm a millennial.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know it's interesting because I know a lot about technology.
You're pretty good.
But
I feel like if you wanted to make the transition to a Windows computer,
I don't want to though. I like
I'm
how
saying,
slick and sleek Apple looks. It's cool.
I totally get that, but like, it's not like you. It's not like you'd be incapable.
Mr. Contrarian over here. What is Roy doing? Okay, debate: Windows versus Mac. Who's team Windows?
Well,
Okay, and I've had my better days.
no, he's good with technology. You said you wouldn't want to make the adjustment with like video editing software. I mean, yeah, you'd have to watch a 30-minute YouTube video on how to work something else.
My thing with that is for video editing software right now with the videos I'm making, I don't need anything.
I mean,
I'm not like Peter McKinnon where like I walk across the screen and have like font follow me. Like if I start to make vlogs and start to do like promo videos for people, I'll up my game and get Final Cut Pro or something like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But for reactions, iMovie, it's free. What else do I need?
I mean, iMovie is very simple, but like what I'm saying is everything iMovie has is also anywhere else.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
obviously.
you have the same functions everywhere, so it doesn't it's just personal preference.
There's a girl at my work who's hired. Her name is Victoria. If you're listening to this, shout out to you. She's like the video marketing person for our firm. She does all the video editing stuff and everything. So we bonded over that whenever I first got hired there.
That sounds
she was
a cool
like,
position.
Yeah, she was like, people who make videos. People who make videos, they like to talk about their video editing software. So that's what we were talking about. She was like, what do you use? And I was like, iMovie. And immediately her face drops.
She's like, what?
And she was probably like, oh my God, like, yeah, poor boy just using little old iMovie. She's like, how many subscribers do you have? 4. You're still using iMovie? And I'm like, yeah, it works. It's fine. You know?
Well, your type of videos, the editing is good, but it's pretty simple. So
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you don't do.
That's
like,
awesome.
Like
That's awesome compliment if you say to somebody's editing ability that you don't notice that they edited. That's essentially what you want.
I mean, yeah. Well,
right?
Well, I mean, no, because you can tell Peter McKinnon or Casey Neistat stuff is crazy editing.
I mean, a few of my videos, I can spend 2 to 3 hours on the edit, and it would look like somebody would maybe... To the naked eye, it would look like, people are spending 10, 15 minutes on it.
Like what you just said, though, you don't have any overly complicated editing techniques that you use.
But whenever...
So,
I mean, I like to be a little bit more, all-encompassing.
Sure.
Which is why I said Alex versus technology.
Yeah.
Because it goes into, like, cameras
Yeah, okay. I don't know shit about cameras. Yeah.
and headphones.
Sure. it's interesting because
Microwaves.
wow, he's bringing up all my dirty laundry. He's airing it out.
Simon, no! You had to go to Discount Tire to fix his car.
Okay, well, I like to think. Okay, well, I know my car very well. So what I'm about to say is proven wrong based on my car because I know it very well. But I was gonna say I'm good at technology that I'm comfortable with and that I've used. Whereas, like, if you go to someone's house and they're like, "Hey, will you turn on the TV?" Sometimes I got 4 remotes. If you go to people's unique TVs are like the hardest things to figure out. I become like a 90-year-old man named Melvin whenever someone tells me to do that. I'm like, oh, how do you use this video box?
What
the hell?
Is that the oldest, most old-fashioned sounding male name you can think of?
The oldest male name? Like what? Gene?
What about female? I always think Gertrude.
Nah, that's not. I don't think
I've ever met a young person
Pearl,
named Gertrude in my whole life.
Agatha,
Agatha,
Gladys. There was a girl who went to my law school. Her name was Gladys. She? Oh my God, yeah, she's really smart. No, that's why we don't know those grandpa tunes, Roy. Sorry about it. Sorry. Oh, I know Motown. I know some Motown. Yeah. Okay, how about this one for you? The Temptations. Yeah, you like that? I watched the Temptations documentary and it was fantastic. Maybe it was a movie. Maybe it was the movie. I don't know technology. Yeah. What do you mean?
He just said he.
There was a girl in my class named
She had
Gladys.
that
That was
name.
all. I was Sarah and I were I love thinking about names for people. I think it's so funny. If there's a guy walking down the street, I'm like, what do you think his name is? And it's the greatest thing. Sometimes I'm pretty good at it.
His name's Paul.
Sometimes I'm.
Their name is always Paul.
That was. I didn't get that.
His name is Paul.
I didn't get that. All
Dude,
right,
it's not
now
so-
coming
it's
in
not
on this
supposed to be funny.
podcast, we have a unique interview, and I'm going to interview Trucker Roy. Got to get into character, Roy. That's awesome. You were going to say that.
Walking a phoenix.
That's what happens on this podcast where I don't write notes down, is we just repeat jokes from old podcasts.
By the way, we're pretty close, aren't we? Oh my God.
50, these podcasts keep going really, really fast.
What's the time?
We have.
Like less than 8 minutes.
I just want to ask a question to Simon.
Okay.
Well, we wrap it up, I guess.
What? Okay, actually, this is a question for both of you. Since you said that I'm the only one engaged, what's the status on y'all's love life? Do you now not maybe if you don't have a girlfriend or potential mate now, boyfriend for Simon, you know, it's just kidding, it's a joke. It's 2020. Why are you upset about that? It should be a powerful thing to be gay.
But I'm not gay.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Okay. That's fine. If you are, if you're not, if you like animals, I don't give a damn. Do whatever makes you happy.
Well,
That's
that would
illegal?
Be illegal.
Oh,
Yes,
is it?
That would bestiality.
Well,
is
at this
illegal.
point, Simon's going to jail real quick. Just kidding. Okay, so anyway, my question is like, what is the status on y'all's relationship? Do you want a girlfriend or someone in your life like that? Like,
wouldn't
someone
be
answer.
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but right now I'm just focusing on myself, I guess.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm in school right now.
Sure,
and
there are lots of girls at school.
I mean, yeah, but the past year and a half, a lot of my just general effort has been on school. Like I've been trying really hard to try to make the best possible grades I
And to
can.
be fair, like in your defense, you know, the second I stopped looking for a girlfriend was when I found Sarah.
Yeah.
Other than that, I was like, I want a girlfriend, and I never found one.
I mean, so some people, I feel like I had a lot of friends throughout high school who like always seemed to be in a relationship.
Yeah, I have friends like that too.
They break up with X girl or X guy, and a week later there was someone else. Yeah,
Because they're not comfortable being by themselves.
See, I don't.
You
care.
are comfortable being by yourself.
I'm fine in my own skin by myself.
Yeah.
And the other thing for me is like it has to be something that's on your mind, especially for a guy.
Sure.
Like, we're not going to go do it. It has to be something that you desire or like for years. For me personally, it was never on my mind. You're like, hey, so you're getting up there in age. We need to get like
Sure.
Well, you have to
I want some
pursue it.
grandbabies. Yeah. I love your mom. I never met her, but I want to meet her so bad. Okay, go ahead.
I always told her, I was like, it's not even on my mind. I guess, for me, it's not something that I'm pursuing. It's like, I'm not there to pursue
It's
it.
just not.
Have
a
you had a
priority for
serious
you.
girlfriend before?
No, never.
Really?
No, I dated a lot.
Yeah.
Like, going on dating relationships. The last kind of dating thing I did was when I was up and down.
Okay.
I dated, like, was it 2 or 3?
Woo! Young player at a time. Roy's hitting 7 women at once. This just in. You're a good-looking guy. Yes, it does. Don't downplay yourself.
You're right. You're right. It's a 17.
Exactly right. So what would your
I think at least for me, not to like drag this out.
Sure.
For me, I have to make it a priority. Else I will not do it.
Okay.
Because the other side of my head is like, okay, the girl costs money. All right?
Yeah.
So if I want to engage a girl, it can't be like, okay, here you go, get back to the package guy.
Yeah, seriously.
You be my wife.
Right.
All right, so, and as a guy, you want to provide something.
Sure.
Oh, for sure.
You don't want to just be like, $dollar
Dollar menu only.
That being said, whenever I would.
We gotta split it.
I've had some like I said before Sarah. I've had one other girlfriend before Sarah, and that was for like 2 weeks. And then other than that, it was just like flings. Whenever I didn't like Sarah is so important to me that it's like I want to spend money on her. So it's not like a chore. It's not if I had to spend money on like all my like if I had to go buy you guys a bunch of shit, I'm like, oh damn it, I'm wasting money.
That's what I was just gonna say.
But with Sarah, I'm like, I can't buy her enough stuff.
Yeah. Well, see, like that's what I was just gonna say. I just generally speaking, I don't know if frugal is the word, but I don't like spending money on for just unless it's very important.
Well, you have no money, that's why you don't want to spend it.
I don't have much, but
You don't work, so
yeah,
I mean,
I don't have.
I totally get it. I was that same
well,
way.
Well, like what I was gonna say is though is like whenever like someone's birthday comes up or Christmas or whatever, it's never bothered me to get somebody that I actually care about something nice.
Last year for my birthday, Simon gave me a hug. No, I'm kidding. Roy's face, he didn't know what to say. Okay, go ahead. That's money saving right there.
I'll give you a high five too.
Woo!
Nah,
So one more question before we wrap this up, because I'm just honestly curious. What if y'all had like? What's your type? Do you have a type? Go ahead and paint me a
Good
picture.
question.
Paint me a picture, and then I'm gonna tell you who I see both of you guys with. Like what type of girl I see both of y'all with. I don't even honestly know what she looks like.
she's pretty.
Let me look her
She's
up.
pretty.
Someone just.
I really like her voice as well. She's a great singer.
Oh, so come me, señorita.
She sung Havana.
Yeah.
Havana, ooh, na, na. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you? Do you have a type? Like, what do you look for?
I mean, I don't know. Do I have? That's a good.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. She looks like Selena Gomez, kind of.
Kind
A
of
little
similar,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, she's good looking. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not overly picky.
Sure.
Like some people are very strict when it comes to like hair color or.
Yeah, I mean,
stuff
I'm
like
just
that.
looking like, what are
I
you
mean-
looking for? If you were to, describe someone you want to be with, like what? What are you looking for? This week
that's a good
on
question.
Bachelor Number 1.
Bachelor number 1.
Do you like long walks on the beach?
I wish I could make like, wave noises and seagulls.
I mean, there have been a couple of girls that like throughout high school and stuff I was talking to.
Yeah, they were trash.
Well, no, they were.
They really
no,
were.
Well, you don't know all of them, but well,
They were-
we're not.
No, the girls that that I know of
Just
that
let
he
me
talked
finish.
to,
Just let me finish.
bad news.
Just let me finish. Like some of them, I thought they were pretty. I thought they were funny. They were nice, friendly, whatever.
Sure.
But a lot of them were just dimwits.
Yeah.
Something that I value a lot is just, you don't have to be like overly knowledgeable on random stuff. I just want someone
Be able to have an intelligent
someone who's
conversation.
intelligent and smart and open-minded, and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like there was this one girl that I knew in high school that she thought Mount Everest was in Florida. She said that in my geography class in my freshman year.
Did you slap her? I'm just kidding.
The whole class just looked at her like.
Seriously, that's why she's in that class. Okay, Roy, what you got? What are you looking for?
Well, I like how noble your answer was, Tyler, and now it's
Thousand.
1,000.
Roy's like, double D's and a big ass, please.
I didn't get
Anybody.
I didn't get into looks. But well, yeah. What?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Why are you asking questions you know the answer to?
very intelligent. No, yeah, like, I guess, like, the look, visually.
Yeah.
Kerry Washington from, what was the TV show?
Scandal.
Scandal, yeah.
Yeah.
That look,
Got you.
she has to kind of, carry herself in a...
Little, almost like Michelle Obama looking, like. Oh God.
Oh yeah.
I think I hit it. Nail on the head. For some reason, I feel like I see Simon. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I see him with like an Asian girl.
Really?
I really do.
I don't, well, I mean, I'm for diversity, obviously.
Sure.
But
That just strikes me. I don't know.
him,
You see him with a what?
he was an Asian girl. I barely saw him with Camila Cabello.
Well, Simon with Camila Cabello. I don't know.
Let's see you with Camila Cabello one day.
The idea is the woman doesn't work if she just spins in circles around.
Yeah, for sure.
I like salsa and the chipotle you're gonna buy me after this.
I'm not gonna buy you shit.
But yeah, that's the type of woman she has to be sincere, kind of God-fearing.
Sure.
All the regular stuff that, comes with it.
Yeah.
She's got to be soulful at some point. She's got to be, oh, you're into it. Okay. Occasionally when I do things wrong, she feels,
You want her to check you. That's the perfect thing.
I
That's
also don't like people who are just boring. So some people they're like, I don't know, just their personality is just so
blah.
gray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I like
hate that.
I like people that are at least a little bit vibrant at times.
Yeah. That is SAT word right there.
Vibrant.
Jesus.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah.
Vibrant.
I mean, I don't mean to be the guy who's like, my relationship is great. Let me tell you about it. But my relationship is great. Let me tell you about it. Oh my gosh. Then that's being modest.
Y'all are a great
But
couple.
we check each other, you
Yeah.
know, like if she's doing something that's like being a little bit, too much of something, or she needs to be checked, I'll check her, and she does the same for me as I hope she would.
Well, that's
So
good.
that's what I hoped for.
It's
So
good.
it's just
It's good. Some people don't have that type of relationship
yeah,
where it's like they don't want to overly critique somebody,
right.
or they.
And I mean, we're not critical of each other,
yeah,
but
you're just
the right amount.
You feel comfortable addressing things about each other,
Yeah, exactly.
which
So-
is good.
Sometimes you'll be in a relationship where, the husband or the wife or the boyfriend or the girlfriend, one of them doesn't want to rock the boat,
Right.
keep everything, so they avoid conflict.
Yes. And then they sweep everything under the rug. Nothing gets addressed. Super inner turmoil with the relationship.
I think generally speaking, with any relationship, not necessarily a romantic relationship, I don't think it's good to sweep things under the rug.
No, definitely not.
It's
Confront.
it's not good to avoid issues and problems.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you have it. Speak the truth. Don't avoid the problems. And I think that's all the time we got for today's podcast. So I'm going to go ahead and let Roy do the outro.
The woman has to have a booty.
A big ass!
Confirmed.
Or juicy doubles, as they call them. Sir Mix-a-Lot. All right, let's go. Hold on. Before, do you know what we're talking about? Sir Mix-a-Lot, juicy doubles. Baby got back. I like
That's all.
big butts and
I cannot. Yeah, I don't know all the words, but I've heard the song.
Okay. Well, that was a fail. All right, let's just end this shit.
I was gonna comment.
What are you
You're
gonna say?
a pretty decent beatboxer.
Thanks. I know.
No. You know what? Drop me a beat while I sign us out.
Okay.
Count me out.
Do you want some help?
Let's see. 3, 2, 1, go. That's all I got.
The Lunchbox.